video one of video research and, well, not research, just video expression for presentation. Take one. I am smoking a cigarette, so F you, Mercedes, who thinks that we should be totally pure. We are not totally pure. We have our mistakes. We have our reservations, and we have the retarded thoughts of what we think people will judge us as, which does tie into what I want to say. I have a message that, and a method that allows one to be themselves, allows one to understand their own emotions. These days, emotions are what we don't learn. We learn math, we learn English, we learn how to put commas and semicolons and hyphens and shit, but do we learn to understand what it feels like to be mad? What it feels like to be neglected or hurt? What it feels like to repeat patterns that keep us fucked up and alone and unsuccessful at pursuing things we feel in our heart, and keeps us blocked from what we truly have in our heart. There's a lot of things I believe hold us back, and I've been held back. The reason I'm talking is because I've been through these things, and I haven't had, nobody has a happy life all the way. Some do, some really do. But everybody experiences pain and loss because everything in life is a moving event. It's a moving machine of everybody's thoughts, everybody's choices, and then the universe. Okay, I'm using universe, but God, Buddha, anybody that you feel connected to. And if you don't feel connected to a higher power, it's the power within yourself. Okay, so this doesn't have to be any particular thing that moves you. At the heart of it, it moves you by your own self. Okay, whether you believe you have a soul, not soul, creator, no creator, it doesn't matter. It's who you are living in this moment, in this lifetime. And it doesn't matter where you go when you die. It doesn't matter what you believe. It's a message to navigate fucking life the way it is. Life the way it truly comes to us, okay? Because it comes to us at first as this need that we can't fulfill. Nurturing, feeding, wiping ourselves, taking care of ourselves. And not everybody is lucky enough to have parents who fulfill all these things, okay? And that's not the problem. That's not the anger, okay? Because at some point we grow up and realize what we didn't have, and we can't be mad at the people who didn't provide it for us. You know why? Because they're people. They're people that have people when they're not quite grown. And some people never grow, and that's okay, because that's their learning path. On this journey, I'm talking about the single solitary individual. Not, oh, you're never alone. You are kind of alone. You in the way that you make your own life. You know, we take what we can from our childhood, our environment, our experience growing up. But truly, when we grow up, we choose what we want to change, we choose what we want to be, and we change what we do. That is not your parents' fault. It's not the environment's fault. It is not somebody else's fault who hurt you. at all. Okay, this is not about love or finding happiness in your material world, or no. This is about yourself. Nothing but yourself. What you choose, what you learn, what you choose to feel, and how you make it come true. Okay, because somebody else is not responsible for your happiness, required for your happiness, and who the fuck gives a fuck about anybody else? Because you have to care about yourself. That doesn't mean be selfish. That doesn't mean deny yourself. That doesn't mean give yourself to somebody else completely. I'm talking about the individual journey, the reason why you're here. Yes, you may affect different people. Yes, you may affect society. But at the core of it is when you're born, it's painful. When you live, it can be painful. But on the other side of painful is bliss. You have to experience pain. That's not, oh, I want to live without pain. Fuck you. It's not like that. You have to live for the pain, with the pain for the good. Everything in this world has a duality. It just does. You can't deny it. Up, down, right, left, wrong, right. So how can you be any different? You know, nature is a good example of how to resist giving up. So many people are giving up these days. Why? Because we're relying on things outside of ourselves to make us happy. That is stupid. Not you're stupid, but it is a common belief that we have cultivated as a society, as a world union. There's so many people unhappy. There's so many people in pain. There are so many people who never, ever got the experience or to see something different than strife, than someone's pain that was leading you. A lot of people lead wrong, but they're doing it because that's what they know, and that's not wrong. But we all have the decision and the right to love ourselves, have our own beliefs, break free from legacy, break free from limiting thoughts. I am no different. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, you should be like me. You are like me. And that's the only reason I'm speaking. Because I chose to spend my whole life kind of stunted in order to learn to share. And I share not my victory, I share my journey. It's not about, oh, I made it. It's not that I made it. Okay, it's that I'm making it better. It's that I'm learning to love myself and learning what love is not. Everything is made of love. You know, time is fluid. It's not static. And because who you were or how you experienced life is not right now. Right now begins with a choice to accept. Okay, like me. Okay, let me tell you. My mom was a fucking bitch who was a chicken, who hid behind alcoholism, and I chose to save her time and time again, believing that would work. Now that can translate into anything that you believe you are connected to and want to save. You think that if you hold down the fort for them, that something in them will get it. and then things will be different. I wish that for my mom the whole way. I was loyal. I was helpful. I was self-sacrificing. I covered up for her, thinking that every time I saved her, she would take that moment and become victorious. I'm sorry, but you can't save anybody. You can only save yourself. Even though there's that, oh, that's my mother. Oh, that's my lover. I'm going to help them. If they're not on board and you're not communicating that with them, they're not doing it. Bottom line. So then, what are you left with? You're left with an empty self. Why? You are your own self. You are who you think you are. All your thoughts. Those thoughts when you feel inadequate. Those thoughts when you want to fuck yourself up because you're such a failure. Because you're so stupid. Because you're in denial. First of all. And you want to help somebody more than you want to help yourself. And that goes against what we're taught. Oh, we should help somebody. We should love them unconditionally. But you know what? How are you going to love anybody unconditionally if you don't love yourself unconditionally and you don't establish yourself as a confident person, as a confident, loving, perception of who you are? If you're giving to somebody else and you haven't given to yourself that same dedication, what the fuck? How are you supposed to emulate that? You have to find yourself. And that's what I have first here in my list. Self-esteem, self-worth, love, self-love, self-acceptance. Because so many of us haven't even learned that. We learn to serve somebody else. How are you going to serve somebody else if you're not even paying attention to yourself? And we think that that's wrong. We think, if we're thinking of ourselves first and not helping everybody or helping one person, that we're greedy, that we're off, that we're selfish. Fuck you. Fuck you, because what are you going to give to somebody else that you're not even giving to yourself? That never made sense to me. Like, I thought, well, it led me to the belief that making somebody happy outside yourself was going to bring happiness to you. But it works quite the opposite. It does. Making somebody happy is not making you happy. Where are you? You always have to be in the equation, right? If you're trying to help somebody else and you're not there thinking of yourself and thinking of how you can give what you believe is in yourself, what the fuck are you going to give them? They're not going to change. They're not going to see it. They're not going to do it. And even if you have that love in yourself, they don't have to do it. They can just count on you where it takes from you. Hello? If somebody or something is taking from you and you're not even giving to yourself, tell me where you are. Tell me. It doesn't make sense that way when you look at it that way, and you can hide it behind religion. You can hide it behind how you were raised. You can hide it behind legacy. You can hide it behind drugs. You can hide it behind obsessive compulsive behavior. But I'll tell you what, How is that feeling you? Is it really feeling you? We believe, oh, that's good. I'm helping people. I'm everything. And then you go home and then you do whatever is your vice. Or you go to work and that's your vice. Or you don't pay attention to yourself and that's drugs. Where's the dependency on yourself? There's lots of ways to learn how to change your thinking. And that's what I did. That's what I learned to do because I was kicked in my imaginary balls again and again and again. And you know who kicked me in my balls? Self. I must like it. Kick my balls. Work towards something that isn't working, but I hope it does, or I feel obligated to do, and that makes me a good person, and that makes me seem right to everybody else. I tell you, fuck everybody else first, okay? Because unless you learn to value yourself, to nurture yourself, to give yourself what you need, and to listen to yourself, which a lot of us did not get in childhood, okay? We were born in somebody else's image of us, somebody else's expectations, and never learned to choose for ourselves. And that's a lot of people, especially in my generation, because first we grew up with parents who were flower children, and there is nothing wrong with that revolution. There's not. But what we need to learn from that revolution is, tell you, that people were choosing for themselves, because before that, we had hops, you know, like the dances, and we had the American dream. We had what we thought we should grow from. And while that was for people, our parents, the past, that was for them. And that made them be able to teach us and not teach us what we wanted to believe is our guidance, what we wanted to believe is ourselves, our persona, life's persona. But we're all a living entity. This world, these plants, these animals, our feelings, our windows. We all are capable of fulfillment. You know, even a window. Does a window know it's a window? Not until you tell it. Not until you give it something. Just like people, until you give it something, maybe it doesn't know itself. And then we become reliant on the giving and not ourselves. And a lot of us can go be reliant on ourselves, make material wealth, make a home and cars and everything. I mean, even to people who are famous. You can build all that. But, sorry, Britney, but as we know, Britney Spears, she had everything. It doesn't mean a fucking thing. Not even the kids. I'm not saying she doesn't care about her kids. God, this age is killing me. Excuse me. Because she does. Because she's a beautiful person. I believe. I know. But she didn't know how to get to herself. Where herself was. I mean, we all make people before we are full-fledged people. I mean, it happened in the past, way, way long ago. You know, Druid times, everything. I mean, people married off their daughters when they were 13. Hello? When I was 13, I was kissing people and not knowing why. I was fucking people and not know why. That's life at this stage. And with everything that's turning digital and computer, electronic, we are stepping apart from ourselves. And I believe that's not necessarily bad. What it does is leave us with ourselves. Because if we have all... Okay. I love the Apps Mule. I sing and I feel empowered. And I know these people in England, in Thailand, in all over the world. But do I really? I call them fake friends. I know about their life, but I don't know about them. And that's the electronic age. And you know what? We're heading into electronics. We're heading into technology. And what we really need to know is ourselves, because behind the computer and the keyboard, here we are. Who are we? We're giving energy out. What is fueling us? I'm sorry, but nothing can fuel you but you and your love, your wants, your dreams, your desires, what's right for you, not what's commonplace. We're moving past the American dream where you could have nice things, where you could be polite to people, where you wanted to know about other people, and that was the substantial part about branching out and sharing your dream. That's not the way it is now, and I'm sorry for people who want to keep it the same, but it's not. Just like the 50s went into the 60s and the 70s, you're not going to change it. You're going to adapt to it. So this is my story of how I became aware. Did I become enlightened yet? Did I become full-fledged a human who could sit here and tell you what's right and wrong? I don't want to. I don't want to tell you what's right and wrong. The weight of the world is fucking ridiculous. That's not my job. My job is to share how I got to a point where I feel free. I have been shackled by many things, and not just outside things, by my own thoughts, by my own beliefs. And that's not wrong. It's just that sometimes we're so caged in by our beliefs that we feel like we can't live in this world, like life's not fair.